Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! Seconds from game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead! Behind the screen, Harper got a piece of it, it comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship. Tying run at second, 2 out, Palmero, over the head of Jenks, Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it, into the middle of the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh!
For the 3rd time in 6 seasons, it's one goal team. The Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup. A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel for real, come on, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, you can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy, that's CHI, at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online. Want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I try to do. I try to make it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. But hackers. All right. Facebook, which I still don't have access to, is Shawn.Sierra.2025. Twitter, Shawn, at ShawnSierra33. But my Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok at the Shawn Sierra. I got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So make sure you leave a question or comment on whatever platform you're watching us on. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. I'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's check the chat. My man Cornelius Squall's checking in. What up? Says top of the morning, Shawn and Sports Owners. Man, doesn't it feel great knowing that we have the coach and quarterback to win the whole thing? Bear down and FGB. Cornelius Squall. Yes, it does. Mr. Southside himself, Michelle Wall, said, what up on the Mickey Ficky? TGIF, bear down, Southside stand up, and always FGB. Always. Listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this more. The usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can promise you. That I can promise you. We got a great show for you. At the bottom of the hour, we have my man, Evan Altman from CubsInsider.com talking Northside baseball. Northsiders welcome the Bronx Bombers as they take the trip down the red line. 3,500 south, 3,600 north for a weekend set against the Cubbies. Evan's going to talk with us at the bottom of the hour. We also have some White Sox talk we're going to get into today. And then Chicago Bears football camp is in. It is day number 3. It is open to the public today. First time this year. And practice started at 8:30. So it's going on currently as we speak. So we have all that to talk. So I am pretty excited to get it rocking and rolling. So let's get a crack-a-lackin'. You know how we do. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
see, which way do we go? First top of the morning topic. Let's see, which way do we go? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? We're going this way, baby. I like it. I like it. The White Sox literally walked off the evil empire of the New York Yankees. Whoa. What was all that about? Who did that? Talk to that guy. Talk to that guy. Here we go. The White Sox literally walked off the Yankees 2-1 in 11 innings yesterday to split the 4-game series. Sean Burke was on a bump. He got a no decision, 6 innings of shutout baseball, 3 hits, 2 free passes, 10 punch outs. Man, if you had the over, his over-under yesterday was 8. His over-under yesterday for K's was 8. He got 10. Crazy. Andrew Benintendi, 1-for-1 with an RBI, his 55th of the year, tying the game. Tristan Peters, Mr. Savannah Banana himself, drew a walk with the bases loaded in the 11th inning to drive in his 38th run of the season and give the White Sox a literal walk-off victory. The victory, as I said, split the series 2 games apiece. And I'll tell you what, it changed the rest of the season. It changed the rest of the season for the White Sox. Had they lost, let me get this off. The White Sox were in danger of losing. I was scared they're going to get swept. And what happened with the final 2 victories, even though despite the fact they're walk-offs, it gives you hope. Now, we got to understand, the Judge was not playing, Aaron Judge was not playing, Giancarlo Stanton was not playing, nor was Cody Bellinger. I get it. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. It's not our issue. Okay? That's not our issue. So we beat one of the better teams in the American League. It's a 13-game stretch of teams of 500 or better. And right now we split with the very good Yankees team. And we're going to move to the next top of the morning topic, which will be the Tampa Rays. The White Sox travel down to Tampa to face the Rays. First pitch is at 6:10 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Chicago Sports Network or listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN 1000. That's 1000 a.m. The probables for tonight's game for the good guys from the South Side. Eric Fetty is on the bump. He's 5-6 with a 4.25 ERA. He's going up against Nick Martinez for the Rays. He's 10-2 with a 2.45 ERA. Well, listen, you playing better teams. When you play better teams, it means usually, generally speaking, it means they have better pitching. You face better pitching, and this is what we're doing. We did that with the Yankees this past 4-game set, and now we're moving into another team with a good pitching staff, and that's the Tampa Bay Rays. We'll keep it moving. The next top of the morning topic. Your Cubbies. The Cubs take 3 of 4 from the Cardinals after a 4-2 10-inning win down in the Lou. Javier Assad with spots, got no decision, 4 1/3, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 6 punch outs. Alex Bregman, he is hot. Alex Bregman is 2 for 4 with 2 doubles, his 20 and 21st, driving in his 47th RBI of the year. Ian Happ, 1 for 5 with a double, his 21st, driving in his 48th of the year. Michael Busch, 2 for 5, driving in his 58th run of the season. The Cubs, they make their way back up I-55 because they return home and they welcome the Bronx Bombers for the weekend. First pitch is at 1:20 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on the Marquee Network or listen to it on their flagship station 104.3 FM or 670 AM. The Score. The probables for today's game for the Evil Empire. Will Warren is on the bump for the Yankees. He's 7-5 with a 4.41 ERA. And he's going against Shota Imanaga for the Northsiders, who's 7-8 with a 3.72 ERA. Cubs are riding high. Andrew Bregman is hot. PCA is hot. Cubs are in a good spot right now. They're in a groove. There's a chance for you to try and make a run at Milwaukee. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. The next top of the morning topic, tough one last night for the girls. The Sky, they beat the Connecticut Sun 94-88. And my man King Booker Worlds, future ex-wife, Camila Cardoso, had a nice little game for herself, 26 points, 6 rebounds. I would have liked more rebounds. But hey, I'm not going to play. You put it this way. You give me 26 points. Hold on, player. I'm happy. I can deal with that any time. Sydney Taylor, she contributed 14 points, 6 assists, and Natasha Cloud had 11 points in the winning effort. The Sky hosts Las Vegas tomorrow at noon at Wintrust Arena. Tip-off is at high noon, as I said. You can catch that game on CBS 2. Woo! There you go. CBS 2, baby. Let's see. AC Adam checking in. What's up, buddy? He says, bear down. That's what we're talking about. Cornelius Squall says, top of the morning, Michelle. Salute. Bear down, FGB and the Pat McAfee show for picking Green Bay over the Bears. Yeah, I know. He's goofball. King Booker World checking in. Sean, Courtney, AC, salute. King Booker World says, through 6 rebounds, I think another combo is needed. Post haste, I should say. Oh, man. I would like her to, dude, you're 6'7", man. There's no reason we should be having an issue unless you're dealing with people like Brittany Griner and everything, and you got more meat than Brittany. You can move her out of the way. We need some more positive rebounds from you. But again, 26 points, we'll take it. We will take it. And as I mentioned before, the Bears host their first public practice today. And that started at 8:30 a.m. They get it in early. An hour and a half, I should say. Roma Dunze came off of comments yesterday talking about the new normal and kind of had to walk back his comments a little bit. And I get it. I just don't like the way everyone just ran with it. And I know this is Chicago and it's a big market and people do that, but don't do that. Don't do that. When he said the new normal, he had to get used to. He's coming off an injury. It could have been the first time he had a serious injury. And so he was expressing himself. Like, all right, he's got to work through the mental hurt of coming off an injury like that. And everyone's like, oh, does that mean he's never gonna be the same? Is this? And everyone just went, and it's our post-traumatic syndrome. Anything that goes wrong, any small thing is huge. Oh my God! Well, now he can't even walk. He's getting his leg amputated. Like, relax, psychos. Relax. Okay, he's just getting used to playing ball after an injury. And he, had to dial it back a little bit for the media, and they're still talking about it today. It's like, come on, people. He's gonna be fine. And if he doesn't have as good a season as he likes, or as you or the media would like, people are gonna go back to is this the new normal? Is this his foot? Is this? If he says he's healthy, he's healthy. So let's not take everything and get crazy with it. I know it's difficult. It's a difficult ask for Chicago sports fans. Very difficult. But let's not get too meatheadish with it. That's asking a lot for Chicago sports fans, myself included. And I'm definitely a meathead. However, let's relax. Take it one day at a time. King Booker Will says, same shit I said, Shawn. I knew exactly what he meant, but he's up to these dumped it on us to be stupid. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But listen, we're going to take a quick break, and on the other side of the break, we're going to welcome our guy, Evan Altman from CubsInsider.com. The Cubs are hot. Took 3 of 4. That's a nice little series there. 3 of them. Not 1, not 2, but 3 of them. Okay. 5.5 back in the standings. And are they poised to make a move at the deadline? Well, we're going to talk to Evan and find out what he thinks and what he's heard through the grapevine. So keep it locked right here. Evan Altman up next right here on Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago.
Operator 901, where's the emergency?
127 Brymere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency
Do you
line.
know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Okay, is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe. But some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American Airman, kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
No, I don't know though. I'm scared. I mean, you're so
Do you know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
Fly ball right field. Going back is Nootbaar near the wall, and he makes the catch. And Happ just missed it. Bregman, the throw gets away. Here comes Alex. He's in. Fly ball right field. That's pretty well hit. And that'll hit off the wall. Conforto picks it up. Fires to second. Tag out! Swanson to quick hands. Conforto, a gorgeous throw.
Cubs, looks like it'll be Aaron Savali.
Line drive, base hit, right field. Down the line, Bregman around third. He's coming in to score. Happ replaces him at second. RBI double, it's 4-2 here in the 10th.
Welcome back to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those Cubs courtesy of the Marquee Network. Those were the Northsiders down I-55 in the Lou. Now they're making their way back up I-55 for their weekend set today. Our first guest today is a good friend of the program. He's the head honcho over at CubsInsider.com. You can find him on Twitter at @DEvanAltman. Guys, just welcome back to ShawnSierraSports. Our guy, Wu-Tang aficionado himself, Evan Altman. Evan, what's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm good. It's another Friday, man. It's we got some Cubs baseball, right? They're playing well. Yankees in town, Dodgers to follow. It's good stuff.
It is a really, really good time in Chicago. You guys are first place in the wild card. All right, 14 games over. Our White Sox are in first place. The Bears just started training camp. The Bulls have probably the front runner to win the NBA Rookie of the Year. We re-signed Patrick Kane. The city's in a good spot right now. It's in a real good spot.
Yeah, it's a nice mix of like the young and the old too, right? Like you've got the, I don't know if Kaner's still got anything in him, but it is nice. It's at least a feel good, but you got the Bulls ideally on an upswing, right? There's a lot of fresh blood mixed with like the veterans and all the like everything seems it's a little weird because right now it feels like every Chicago team is competent, and that kind of scares me because that's not like something's about to happen bad, because there's no way you could look at this and be like, wow, I actually feel good about the outlooks of every single major professional sports team in the city. When's the last time anybody could say that?
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Approximately.
Not
right?
at the same time. Not at the same time. Never. And in my lifetime's never been. So this is awesome. You guys have a rough road. You guys just can't seem to gain any ground. Listen. Beside the Miz and Andrew Vaughn, because we had him, and a washed up I can't remember his name. Who the guy who won the MVP over Hobby? Christian Yelich. Besides those three, I can't name you one Mother Hubbard on Milwaukee. I can't name one guy in Milwaukee, and they're in first place.
Yeah, I don't think Ryan Braun's there anymore, right? He's not around even. Yeah, who do they got? But
talk to me. Talk to me about how they're doing this, but also more importantly, the hell with Milwaukee. Talk to me about the Cubs and it seems like they flipped the switch on the power board because they have a lot of bats, a lot of high paying bats are coming through now.
Yeah, I mean that's the big thing, and that's what's so weird about it, right? Is outside of Milwaukee, there aren't that many people that can name, who they've gotten, and it's the weirdest thing. And how many times do we see this? But it's like, rather than get rid of these great players and then get worse and have to figure it out, they're like a hot air balloon, right? They're just dumping ballast, and all they do is get higher. It's like, oh, we'll trade off Corbin Burns and we'll get better, right? And he'll get hurt and not be any good anymore. And we'll get rid of Josh Hader. We'll get rid of Devin Williams, like top players, some of the best pitchers in the game, and they just roll it back. Now, being without Brandon Woodruff, that might hurt. They're gonna be without some dudes. I do think at some point that they run out of steam a little bit. We've seen it with them when they get to the postseason. It's kind of similar to what we see with the Rays, to where it works really well during the regular season, but then when you can't match up the same way in the playoffs, it comes back to hurt them. But again, I digress. Back to the Cubs, right? Is what we're starting to see. It's like early in the season, they weren't playing real well. Then they went on the crazy hot streak. Then they had another crazy cold streak, and they were doing the opposite of what we thought this team would do, which is that they're just going to be solid 1 through 9. They're not going to have big slumps. They're not going to have big hot streaks. They're going to go out and win 2 of 3, 3 of 5, 6 of 9, and just continue to creep. That didn't happen until fairly recently. And then what you had was PCA went crazy for a while. Dansby Swanson went crazy for a few games. But now we're finally seeing it bounce back. Bregman is starting to hit like he should. And not a ton of homers necessarily. He's got a couple, but it's that gap-to-gap double power that you see from him normally. Nico Horner finally coming back around, getting what he's doing. And then PCA is not as hot as what he was, but he's still the best player on the planet. And I'll be happy to fight with anybody who wants to say otherwise. Right now, if Ohtani's not on the mound, he's a DH. He's a very good DH, but that's it.
So you're running the fight with all the tarps off people. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, dude, those are all little kids, man. It's like the children of the corn. Let's go. I'll take a few of them out. I got old man strength here, right? I'll just take those shirts, pull them over their heads like a hockey jersey, and let's go. But and PCA got the last laugh, right? You win 3 out of 4. You get to talk all you want, but we're seeing the balance, I guess, is what I come around to. And anyone on that roster can impact the game on any given day. Even if they're bringing Justin Dean off the bench to pinch run or whatever, and make things happen. Like that's the mark of the team that we thought we were going to get at the beginning, and that's really what we're seeing now. So it's really, really tough to beat them when you've got anybody capable of again getting a double, getting a stolen base, and then coming around. They're doing all the little things right, and that's what's going to carry them one way or the other. However far they go, it's going to be based on, I think, doing the little things right versus being outstanding in one particular category.
Had you split that 10-game losing streak that you had, just won 5 and lost 5, which is obviously average, you'd be out right now. Well, some of the things that happened, like everybody went cold. And that was crazy how everyone went cold for that stretch, because you never want everyone hot because you never want everyone cold. But everyone wasn't hot when you were winning your two 10-game winning streaks. You had 4 or 5 guys who were hot, and others, for example, Dansby hadn't started to hit yet in those 2 10-game win streaks. Now everyone's starting to hit. PCA, we talked about it last time. If it wasn't for the fact that every single one of your pitchers was on the IL, it seems like, in June, you would have been talking about PCA for MVP, but you couldn't talk about it because every time someone went on the mound, you're getting hurt. But let's talk about him, PCA, and how amazing of a season this young man is having. I know he's cooled off a little bit, but he's still super duper. He's not white hot now. He's just only red hot.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the thing. Is it goes back to before, right? You're going to have that, and I think what we're seeing with him is a kid who, you watch him early on, a lot more swing and miss, a lot more chase. He has been super super patient. So the leaps he's made, and this is I haven't looked up the stats recently, but I think going back to Monday, he had as many walks this season as he had in his first 2 full seasons and that part of when he got called up. So coming into this season, he had 53 walks, I think, for his career. And he had 53 this season through Monday, right? So like that's kind of unheard of to adjust that much that quickly. But the point is that it's no longer like, again, the white hot to the ice cold. There is really no ice cold for him anymore. Maybe lukewarm is the worst that he gets. And even then, you're talking about a guy who's playing elite center field defense, who when he does reach base can steal at least one bag, or you guarantee he's going first to third on just about anything in play, or scoring from first on a double every time. Like, he is so good that he's able to impact the game even when his bat isn't there. And then when you're talking about, oh, you're going to go 30-30 again, maybe 40-40. Like, this is the impact that he has, the ability to impact the game in every facet other than being a pitcher is just right now unmatched in the game. I mean, when you look at, depending on, and I know a lot of people are skeptical of WAR and things like that, but look, you're looking at FanGraphs and they do weight defense a little more heavily. He's almost 2 full games ahead of Yordan Alvarez. PCA's at 7.1. Yordan Alvarez is at 5.2 among major league leaders. Like, that's it, however much value you want to ascribe to that particular statistic. And I understand that that in itself can't do everything, but the gap that's there between him and whoever's next, and even if you combine Ohtani, he's still a game behind. Like, that ability to impact the game on a daily basis, on a season-wide basis, is crazy. And so this is a guy who we have not seen since, I mean, we could talk about maybe Chris Bryant, but even then, Bryant was going to be primarily an offensive producer, right? Anthony Rizzo played great defense for sure, and his offense was fantastic, but he didn't have that kind of speed, and first base doesn't have the impact that center field does. Like, we haven't seen somebody like this in a Cubs uniform or pretty much any uniform in quite some time. So it's so fun to go and watch this guy and see, what is he going to do next? What can he possibly, what kind of catch, what kind of game, go ahead home run in the 10th inning, what kind of crazy stolen base and little, what kind of celly is he going to hit when he does it? Like, he's must watch TV, whether you like him or you love to hate him. He's great for the game.
He's one of those guys that you watch him because you love him, or you watch him because you hate him and you want him to fail. But the bottom line is you're still watching him. That's the bottom line.
Right? Like, and it's kind of I know Johnny Depp's maybe not the best person to look at, but I still love that line in the original Pirates of the Caribbean where he's like, "You must be the worst pirate I've ever heard of." He's like, but you have heard of me. It's like, and they were talking about that, on the broadcast. You got all those tarps off guys. You've got people screaming, "You suck," and chanting his name derisively, but like, they don't do that for the random dude who's in there to pinch hit. They don't even do that for the guy who's a borderline all-star. They don't do that for most all-stars. Like, you don't do that unless this is a guy. And the problem with that is, and what people don't realize, is that's only going to fuel him.
Yes.
Like, he thrives off that stuff. And so when you get those kinds of players, because not everybody does. We saw Freddie Peralta crumble at Wrigley Field when the Cubs fans were chanting his name. He could not handle that. PCA relishes that. And that's what I think like, they'd be better off if they just turned their backs and stayed silent, which I still don't think will help, but it's like, don't give him any fuel, right? Like, that's this guy. But either way, I feel like, I don't want to say he's certainly not like Michael Jordan level, Tiger Woods level. We got a lot of time to go there, but I'm reminded of like when MJ would make up slights. He would make up stuff that somebody had said about him, or that somebody thought about him, maybe to give himself that mental edge to go into every game, and I'm thinking, I can't remember the linebacker's name in the program right? Who's yelling at the quarterback, who's yelling,
Latimer.
yeah,
not
Latimer, not starting defense, place at the table. But he'd be just barking at the guys. I've never even met your sister, and it's like, but he's making that up to get that. And I feel like PCA is kind of that same dude who's like, I want you to hate me because
Alvin
that's
Mack.
just going to make me better. Yeah, Alvin Mack. That's right. That's right. Who was also Stonehands in Unnecessary Roughness. So he went from a receiver catching the bomb from Scott Bakula to being the best linebacker in the country with what's his name? Joe Kane. Kane is able at quarterback. But anyway, I digress from old football movies. But no, PCA is that dude. And how many times have we seen it when somebody gets the big bright spotlight on them? They get the MVP conversation. They've got this hot stretch, and then it falls apart.
Get the big contract.
Yeah, he's gotten paid, right? And he's only gotten better, like significantly better than what any of us would have projected. Like, hey, here's a 99th percentile outcome for him. And again, he's still very, very young, and he's like 24 years old, right? He won't turn. I think he turns 25 on opening day next season.
Wow.
Right. So we're talking about multiple years. Like, he's not even at his real true athletic prime yet.
I was just about to enter it.
5 to 6 more years about that, right? And knowing what we do now about fitness and nutrition, you could probably extend that a little bit. But it is wild to think about, like, oh, look how good he is, and he might still get better for several more years. So I've rambled enough, but it's just it's incredible to watch, honestly. And the last thing I'll say, I know I said I rambled, but man, I love that the Mets have to watch this happen while they're in complete disarray. Like, that will go down as one of, like, that's Lou Brock for Ernie Broglio in reverse for Cubs fans. It's just they got a stud.
So should the New York Metropolitans expect a couple bagfuls of Christmas cards from Cub fans?
Yeah. Right, I hope so. Like, keep sending them, right? Because it's like, man, I mean, a rental of Javi Baez and Trevor Williams, for part of that season that they didn't do anything with, and it's like, oh boy. And again, I totally get it. Like, he was hurt, PCA at the time, and there's a lot to look at and say, there's plenty of other trades that go the opposite direction, but that's one of them where you're talking about not just one of the better players on your team and, a solid defensive center fielder, because he had a very high floor because of his defense. But now we're looking at a potential perennial MVP candidate, who's not just that, but like, because there's a difference. Like, and Ohtani's in some ads and things like that. And, you mentioned Yelich, he's won the MVP. But, like, is Christian Yelich a dude who people recognize if they're
not
big baseball fans?
You don't have that aura, bro. He doesn't have that aura.
And that's PCA has got that, like, and then I think about that with him and Caleb Williams being best buddies and like walking around and like just the city of Chicago being able to have kind of these two potentially iconic, you got literally the face of the league. He's on the cover of Madden, right? And then you got PCA, who's probably going to be on the cover of video games and is going to be potential MVP, to be there and to like own it and to accept that and not shy away from it. Do it in the right way as well. Like, I think both of those guys have cool enough heads that they understand how to use that. I really, really love what that's going to mean for the city moving forward, provided those guys can actually experience some really, really strong success as well. That's just, like I said, go back to MJ, right? And you're sitting there looking at like Michael Jordan and Walter Payton and Ryan Sandberg and some of these guys who were in the city
back in the day.
Andre Dawson, right? Like, guys who you knew, even if you weren't a fan of those teams, you knew those guys just by their face and what they did and the way they carried themselves. So should be a lot of fun, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it is. And what do you want to do at the trade deadline? We have a couple of days left, 3 days. Monday, 5 p.m. Central is the end of the trade deadline. Who are you looking at? Are you willing to go all in on Skubal? Or do you want maybe a lesser pitcher?
It's tough because, like, I look at this and that race for Skubal is going to come down to, I mean, I think there's so many teams that want him that the Cubs are in a tough spot because I don't know if they can give up what it'll take to match what maybe the Brewers, the Dodgers, one of these other teams has maybe got a stronger farm system. But, you look at it, you mentioned it earlier, like the Cubs they're still back of the Brewers' ways, but they're 5 games up in the wild card over anybody, 7 games up on a wild card spot, 5 games up on the Phillies and Diamondbacks. That's a really strong position, right? And so you can push for something at that point because getting a guy, as bad as their rotation has been, you make a significant upgrade. Like they went ahead and got rid of Jameson Taillon. Javi Assad's filling that spot. He'll probably get bumped from it, or Colin Ray, one or the other. Think about putting Skubal in that rotation instead of one of those two to get a few more starts down the stretch. How much closer can that get you within shouting? You're already within shouting range, but can that get you to the Brewers? And can that carry you through in the postseason? Does that tighten it up? Because now you look at Skubal, Imanaga, Boyd, which is a heck of a lot better than Boyd, Imanaga, David Peterson right now. Does that happen? He's the only one that I would look at and say, this is a guy who you guarantee makes your top 3 on a match or close to par with, at least, especially the way they're pitching now, with anybody else that's out there in the majors. Now the flip side is that's a rental. Do you give up what it's going to take to only get him for those couple months and then perhaps watch him sign for a monster contract somewhere else? Or do you go after an Emerson Hancock, a Reed Detmers, Casey Mize? There's a bunch of other guys out there that either don't have nearly the cost, if they are a rental, Kevin Gossman, or do you get a guy with control who's still going to cost you much? So I honestly, I'm torn, but to me, it's not my money and it's not my job. But even though I don't like the idea of giving up what it takes to get a rental pitcher, Skubal's the only one that makes sense to me as far as if you're saying we're legit, we're going for it. I just don't want to see half measures. Like either get a closer to kind of fill in, or a back late inning guy when Daniel Palencia comes back, and then get a number 2 or 3 starter, or you just go all in and go Skubal. Those are kind of my thoughts. But I don't want to see half measures. I don't want to see a number 4 starter just because he's under control for 3 more years, who's going to be okay.
That makes a lot of sense. What about this offense? This offense, as I said, they're cooking right now. The Northside Lumber Company is open. Seems like 24/7. We talked about PCA. We talked about Ian Happ. Sidney Horner's coming back. Sayas coming back. Has been coming back. Dansby Swanson is coming back. How long do you think these bats can stay like this? And if they can stay like this, what are your chances of catching Milwaukee? Because how many more I don't remember how many more games, but they have 6 games left with Milwaukee, or they have any more?
I believe that's it at this point. Which is always weird to say, because now that they've gone to that balanced schedule and you're not playing 19 games, you're playing 13 against your opponents. And that's one of the things I don't care for the balanced schedule myself, but I feel like it takes away a little bit from the divisional races late in the season when you're cutting out 6 of those games. But yeah, I mean, anything's possible, of course. And I do think, Milwaukee built up enough steam and they're continuing to tread water enough, right? Both the Brewers and the Cubs, I think 6-4 over the last 10. Cubs got a game back last night, but it's one of those where they're kind of just in lockstep. And that's the tough part is making up 6 games, 5.5, I think, as of today. That is difficult, right, over what's remaining of the season, unless, and we can always see it, like the Brewers haven't had that bad stretch yet.
Nope,
they haven't had it's not like last year when they just went crazy and had like 2 insane runs kind of within a month. But I think that's what it's going to take, right? I don't think the Cubs are doing anything wild right now. They've had a couple of really strong games, and then we see 2 games where they're scoring, 1 run within the first 9 innings of these games, and everything's coming late. 1 or 2, right? I guess they had 2 in kind of the regulation innings there yesterday, but none on Wednesday. And so how do you kind of come about that? But what you're seeing is that if that happens, you hold them down long enough, then eventually they're going to have to come through and do it. So I think the bats maintain. It'll hinge upon who do they get in there? And then you're looking at this combination, not only who they're trading for, but like Edward Cabrera got a rehab start today. He'll be back fairly soon. Like I said, Daniel Palencia and also Hunter Harvey, who's been out for a long time. Hobie Milner is another one who's on his way back. You know, you've got Justin Steele starting to throw again, possibly. Ben Brown is symptom-free out in Arizona, starting to ramp back. So it's not only the trade guys, it's all of a sudden you could have this team at close to full strength, relatively speaking, by the time we get halfway into August or maybe late August. So you're adding all these pieces who, you know, not only does that obviously make your team better by them being there, but these guys are also fresh. We're not talking about guys who have, you know,
bingo. That's it.
That's the silver lining to an injury, right? Is that like now you can go empty the tank. And Ben Brown's probably not going to get stretched out as a starter, but he can come in and work, you know, multi-inning relief. Edward Cabrera, same thing. You know, he'll probably get able to stretch back out, but you could piggyback those guys if you want. I think that is going to be big. While Milwaukee, again, is having to balance some of this stuff. The Cubs have that shot to maybe a few body blows. Maybe they land that haymaker late in the season to be able to catch them. But either way, I think they stand up really good looking at the playoffs.
Guys, we're joined by Evan Altman. He's the editor-in-chief over at CubsInsider.com, and we're talking Cubs baseball here on Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Yeah, you're getting back some arms that we had talked in the preseason. Like, bam, you guys got like 7 starters. You had about 7 starters, and then the injury bug took control. But now these guys are coming back, and the biggest thing is being fresh. They're going to be fired up because they know they're coming back into a place where they're needed. All right, you don't have a 10-game lead in the division. Like, okay, I can come back. No, they come in and they understand, like, I got to be on point, and that probably that focus is good. It's good when you come right off the bat because now you know there's no room for error. But also, what's good is you know you can put up 4, 5, 6, 7 runs at any given day. So they're coming back with a lot of the people that they were counting on early to start the season, missed because of injury, but they're going to have back. So you're the cavalry's coming. The cavalry's coming, and that could be just enough to get you to Milwaukee. And if it doesn't, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to play the Cubs in the opening round. I wouldn't want to do that. Not once they get all the people back and in their wild card. Yeah, that's not a team you want to play because of exactly what they have. And trust me, whoever they play is going to know, like, oh shit, we're in for a battle because this team is back at close to full strength. And just think of the names: PCA to Sayat to Dansby to Bregman to Ian Happ to Horner. All those guys, are rolling. Yeah, not a good opponent you want to face if you have to face them in the wild card round.
Yeah, no doubt, and they'll get to host it more than likely, right? If they maintain the same position, same thing we saw last year with San Diego, and that plays a huge role. We saw that even against the Brewers. Like I said, being at Wrigley in a playoff atmosphere, that's a difficult place to play, right? Because it does, I think a lot of times baseball doesn't really get it to do versus football because there are some things different, but we've seen it. We've seen that impact not only the Cubs themselves, but then those opposing teams that come in there that maybe have not faced that kind of an atmosphere before, especially if you're playing in front of half. I mean, even the Cardinals, like we're watching that ballpark's half full at that, right? So I'm going to be there, not for a baseball game. I'm going to be at Busch Stadium in a couple weeks. So I'm hoping it's a little more full for that. But maybe that's what it'll take. Guns N' Roses and Public Enemy will fill that place when the Cardinals can't. So we'll see. Gene,
I was just here on Wednesday.
Yeah, I can't believe they're still going, but hey, you know what? It's they're not quite dangerous a band as what they used to be. They show up on time. They actually play the whole set, and then they're done, and they bow to the crowd, and they're all gracious about it. So it's a very different time from before. But
especially after their first tour is not in this lifetime. Remember they talked about and they asked Axel, and them touring is like not in this lifetime. And then they finally got back at the Not in This Lifetime tour.
Absolutely. You got to love it.
Hey, Evan, great stuff, my man. I appreciate it. Do me a huge favor, though, before you go, let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
Absolutely. So check us out, CubsInsider.com. I'm at @DEvanAltman on Twitter /X. You can check Real Cubs Insider there, or you just search Cubs Insider on Facebook, or just, online in general. We're all over the place. So check us out. I'll be happy to keep writing about the team as long as they keep playing.
I'm telling you, summer in Chicago has been fun. The offseason for the Bears has been shortened because my White Sox have been in first and fighting for first and in first for a long time. I'm not like, when do the Bears come? When do the Bears? When's training camp? It's crazy. You're like, oh shit, training camp's like already. So day 3 today, but man, it's been a fun summer. It's been a fun summer, and hopefully it overlaps like it used to back in the day.
Right.
Playoff baseball.
Let's keep it going.
Don't stop now, boys.
Yeah.
Don't stop now.
No reason to. Let's go.
Evan, great stuff, man. I appreciate it. You have a great weekend.
You
All
too.
right, now. Guys, that's Evan Dalton from CubsInsider.com. Talking Cubs baseball. And it's tough, guys. And here's the thing that you're going to have to – maybe the team going to have to come to grips with is that maybe you can't win the division. Okay? Maybe you can't win the division. Oh, well. Okay? The bottom line is getting to the NLCS. Once you get there, anything can happen. And I know it's a series, unlike football, where it's the AFC and NFC championship game. But you're in there, you have a chance to get to the World Series. I think you have to put yourself, the mind frame you have to have is, it doesn't matter about the division. Go for the division. Of course, go for the division. Okay, it has a lot of perks. But if you don't win the division, that should not stop you from playing good baseball. Because you are a dangerous team. You heard me tell Evan. No one's going to want to play the Cubs. If the Cubs are the wild card, they're like, damn. And the Cubs are going to host. Continue to do what you're doing. Those guys are hot. PCA is hot. Seiya Suzuki's hot. Dansby's hot. Bregman's hot. Nico Horner's hot. Ian Happ's hot. Like, damn, like who the hell else is there that's on a team that's not hot? Who's not hitting? And maybe it's just the baseball gods. There was a point where their whole offense was dead. No one was hitting. No one was hitting. Now just about everybody's hitting. How long can it last? Can it last another month and a half? I guess we're going to find out. But keep playing the amazing defense that you have. I don't know if I could even say arguably. I think the Cubs might be the best defensive team in baseball. If they're not, they're in the top 2. That has done wonders for this team. Okay, that's done wonders for their pitching staff. I mean, unless they're giving up homers like Jameson Taillon was, which is why they DFA'd him. Put the ball in play with a defense like that, and you're as a pitcher, you're happy. As long as they can continue to play solid defense, which I don't see changing for any reason. They got a great chance. It all ends in it goes through LA. We understand that. But listen, just because LA is a back-to-back World Series champion doesn't mean they can't have a bad series in the playoffs. Doesn't mean you can't beat them. Doesn't mean that at all. So go for the division. If you don't get it, no worries. Tip your hat to Milwaukee. Say, hey, good job. But we're coming for you. And the one thing that Evan said that is still so key is that Milwaukee hasn't hit a slump yet. It's amazing. It's a marathon. You have ebbs and flows, peaks and valleys. Really been no valleys for Milwaukee. Now, that's the way their team is constructed. But you got to think the baseball gods at some point are going to be like, sorry, you got to go through a losing streak like everybody else. Even if you are playing fundamentally sound baseball, you're going to go through a losing streak like everybody else. And that could come at the most inopportune time for the Brewers. Junior, FGB, FMB, FW. The hell with Green Bay, the hell with Milwaukee Brewers, the hell with the whole damn state. Black Diamond checking in. What's up, Baba? How are you? My man, Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. is in the house. He is in the house. We're going to take a quick break, and on the other break, we're going to talk a little White Sox baseball and then talk about some Bears going camping. So keep it locked right here. Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings. I have my dogs. They're the best. I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books. I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball. Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
It's a romance sport. What? It's a romance sport like that.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Everybody in a work zone is someone somebody.
This is my mom. She works for KDOT.
This is my dad.
This is my mom.
This is my daddy.
This is my sister.
This is my daddy.
This is my son, Scott. He was killed while working in a highway work zone. When you drive through a work zone, drive like a life depends on it. Because it does.
Swing was a little off plane. Here's the fix. Here's the adjustment. As this one is sent in the air to right. What a catch by Braden Montgomery. Lays out full extension. Out number 2.
Young player too often.
And Newcomb's got Chisholm Jr. picked off for a rundown. And Murakami, they'll need an extra throw as Mydrop applies the tag to end this top of the 7th inning.
Yankees keep getting taken off base, and that's a good thing as we head into the bottom of the 7th.
3-1. Up the middle. And it gets through! Tristan Peters scores, and we are tied here in the 10th. RBI single from the pinch hitter, Andrew Benintendi. A 3-0 to Peters. And he misses. Ball 4. The White Sox will walk it off with a walk.
Welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of CHSN. I was a little concerned with John Schriffen. He said ball 4 at the end of it. He go, ball 4. I thought he was going to say ball fucking 4. I mean, you're on cable and everything, but damn. They might not have liked that. The way he said it and the pause, ball 4. I was waiting for that ball fucking 4. Or ball 4. That was crazy. That was crazy, man. Listen to him coming back. And let me tell you something. My good guys, man. My good guys are playing well. And I had this eerie feeling. It wasn't a good feeling. White Sox took a 3-0 lead game 1. All right, and then the Yankees came back to score, what, 8? Okay, then they handed our ass to us, and then again on Tuesday, $5 menu Tuesday, the Yankees just were in control the entire game. And there was a feeling that we were going to get swept. I said, let's just salvage one, man. Let's salvage one. But these sons of guns do not quit. Can I just tell you, I have to start having more faith in my team. Okay? I have to, and that's on me. But man, the way they were playing was giving Sox fans no hope. And we have to. What have I told you guys? I got to follow my own advice and realize, hey, regardless of the situation, believe. All right? They had the song in 05, don't stop believing. It doesn't matter with these guys. They can be down 2, 3, or 4 runs and still come back, make it a game, and win. Okay, but as a Sox fan, as a Chicago fan, we're so used to bad shit happening and it ending that way. Well, there's a new day. King Booker, I'm going to keep referring to you when you said there's going to be a sports resurgence, a sports renaissance, if I may use that term, here in Chicago. You're going to have the White Sox in first. What? Heading to the playoffs. You're going to have the Cubs heading to the playoffs. You're going to have the Bears, defending NFC North champions, heading to the playoffs. You're going to have the Blackhawks back with Patrick Kane, exciting again. You're going to have with the number one overall pick and Caleb Wilson, exciting again. So the sports renaissance in Chicago, real. We have to start believing, especially as Sox fans. We're bitter old dogs, man. I'm telling you. Because we've just seen so many crappy seasons. The owner sucks. The previous regime sucked. The owner not wanting to spend money on players. No, we're going to act like Tampa. We're going to act like Kansas City. And we're the 3rd largest market in the country. And we're going to act like a small town team. We have our traumas. But I would tell my students and my players, just as much belief and effort to believe you're going to succeed as it is you're going to fail. You've got to believe in yourself. And the White Sox believe in themselves. I just have a problem believing in them as much as they believe in themselves. And that's got to change. White Sox fans have to change. We have to understand, we got to see this is a new dawn of a day. These guys will not quit. It doesn't matter who they are. The all-powerful Yankees, doesn't matter. We're coming back twice. And I get it. There's no Judge, Aaron Judge, no Giancarlo Stanton, no Cody Bellinger. I get it. But that's not our fault. That's not our fault. We played a team that's available. And the team that's available is the one we beat the last 2 days to split the series. Sean Burke is pitching out of his mind. Davis Martin had a good day. After he gave up those 4 runs in the first, he was lights out. So I got to stop. And Sox fans, we got to stop, myself included. I'm head of the line on this one. Got to believe when they go down. Doesn't matter how many they go down. Doesn't matter to whom. Because they show you they will play all 27. All 27 outs. They use them all. And the thing that I liked yesterday, there was a play. It was a shot down the line, right field line. Ball bounced around the corner. Brady Montgomery gets it. And the guy who hit it was their speedster. I'm trying to think of his name, and I can't think of it right now. Let me see if it's... And it comes up. He goes to third. Yeah, White Sox. Grisham, Dominguez, Goldschmidt, Schumann, Chisholm, Caballero, Volpe, McMahon, Wells, Rosario. Let me see. Yeah. Goodness, I want to say it was Caballero. No, because he... Wasn't Jones. Might have been Dominguez. But anyway, this is what I'm talking about. If you take care of the little things, there are no big things. Ball is bouncing around in the corner. Brady Montgomery picks it up, hits the cutoff man. How many times have you heard me say on this show, hit the God blessed cutoff man? Hits the cutoff man, Chase Mydroff, spins, fires it to Cosa Montgomery, and the dude slides in way ahead of the tag. And then slides off. Cosa Montgomery had it, scooped it, tagged him, out. 1 out instead of running on third, nobody out. Those little things are what keep the White Sox in first place. What got them to first place? Their refusal to hurt themselves. Their refusal to stray away from the fundamentals. That was a big play. Beautiful throw by Brady Montgomery. Even more beautiful throw by Chase Mydroff to Cosa Montgomery at third. And when the guy slid off, he stepped over and tagged him. As long as the Sox continue to do that, man, we got a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance? Yes. Yes. So now, trade deadline's coming up. What are we going to get? What are we looking at? You know, we go Mason Miller. Okay. I was talking to my nephew Mondo, and I asked him, like, who do we want? He's like, Mason Miller by far. Okay. Baseball is his thing. He really follows it, and he knows the way I follow football and used to follow basketball. That's the way he follows baseball. And I used to follow baseball. it's amazing how into all the leagues, professional leagues that I was in, that I followed intently. He said Mason Miller. So do you do that? Because to knock this team out, it's going to be tough. Because one thing they do, the only guy that really is giving me a freaking aneurysm and gets me pissed every time I see him because he does dumb shit, is a guy they just brought up. He was injured, and they just brought him up. I'm gonna find his name because, man, that joker really bothers me. He chases everything, chases low, balls out of the strike zone. Everson Pereira. Everson Pereira is the guy that he's wild. He's got to have more plate discipline. He's the first guy that I've seen in this crop, last year and this year, of youngsters they brought up that wasn't disciplined at the plate. Whoa, just came across the board. This came across the wire. CBS Sports announced that analyst Tony Romo is on leave from his role, quote, until further notice. What'd you do, Tony? What'd you do, Tony? I thought he was a good guy. I don't know. That's crazy. Oh, well. Oh, yeah. The drunk driving, and it was filmed. That's right. Thank you, King Book World. That's right. He was caught. And it's crazy. See, when you got something like that, you gotta, man. You got a great job like that. You know something like that is gonna lose it for you. And it's tough because a lot of times we've all driven home at times we probably shouldn't have. Let me just leave it like that. We probably shouldn't have. But now, there was no Uber and Lyft or Waymo, the driverless cars now. It wasn't that back then. So now it's about, and listen, you have, and it's not like you're working with them. You're a multi-millionaire. You had huge contracts with the Cowboys. You got a huge contract with CBS. Take a fucking car. Call a car. Wherever your car's at, leave it there. Hope it doesn't get towed. And even if it gets towed, you got to have more than enough to pay the $200 or $300 or whatever it is to get it out. And I get it. Some people, the average Joe, might not have the extra $200, $300 to get it out, and you take the chance. That I understand. I don't agree with it. I don't condone it, but I understand it. When you got that kind of money, come on, bro. Come on, bro. And listen, if I had that kind of money, you have a guy. You have a guy on call. You pay him $100,000 a year. Let me see. Hold on. Here we go. Look. During his 14-season NFL career, Tony Romo earned $127.4 million. Come on, man. For real? What's his contract with CBS? Here it is. How much is... He's getting $18 million a year from CBS. $18 million a year from CBS. Come on, man. You got to do better, man. You have to do better. No matter what town you're in. But, man, you can't have a guy, especially if you're in your own hometown or, you know what I mean? There's a guy. Come pick me up. Take the Uber to where I'm at. Drive me home. Take the Uber back to your place. Or if you drove your car to my, no. Take me home and then take an Uber from my house to your house. And I pay for it. I pay for the Ubers. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have a guy. You get paid $100,000 a year just for those phone calls. Just for those phone calls. 4 to 6 phone calls a year. Yeah, Cornelius, he doesn't have to spend the money he's already made. No, he's making $18 million a year. He can leave that 124.7 in the bank. And I know it's not a 124. Uncle Sam came in his house, and I get it. But the bottom line is, you don't have to touch any of that. You're getting money now. You get $18 million now. But I digress. Get you a guy, Tony. See, Tony's from the backwoods of Wisconsin. He's not a city boy. Okay? When you played at the Cowboys, you probably moved to the burbs. You know, you didn't live in Dallas proper. Moved to the burbs. Listen, we know we have a guy. I have a guy. Listen, I had one of my former students. Hey, bro. Any day. Okay? It's $100,000 a year. I'm going to get crunk. I make that phone call. I need you to come get me. I need you to come get me. With the Uber, I got the Uber from your house to where I'm at, and the Uber from my house after you drop me off, home. Got it. Because you're going to do that. You're going to risk an $18 million a year gig for something that you love to do. You love football. You love talking about football. You love analyzing football, and you're good at it. That's why I wasn't fired. Shawn says, I'm surprised he didn't get fired. That's why he wasn't fired, because he's damn good. They're going to see if they can just sweep it under the rug. But I digress. White Sox, good spot. I'm happy for them. Went up another half game on Cleveland yesterday. So they're 2 games ahead of the Guardians. Love it. Let's talk about the boys. Crazy. So yesterday, I have learned, or I'm learning, to just kind of stay away, not get too fired up when people are stupid. Because people are always going to be stupid. Okay? And to react every time something stupid is said on Twitter, I'd be there. I'd never get any sleep. You know, never get any sleep. And you know, people were talking about, everyone was talking about the Rome Odunze situation. Okay. And it was annoying. It was annoying as all get out. You got idiots who just, and people were like, well, he always catches with his body. And I was like, look. You know what I mean? All right, coming across the middle, catching with his hands. Like, he always catches with his body. You should learn how to catch this. And I'm like, come on, man. Don't get me wrong. Rome's not my favorite player on the team. I got to figure out who it is. But stop giving him shit. You know, and I get it. You want him to catch the ball more with his hands. But guess what? He's showing you he's catching the ball with his hands. Okay, so now what? So, just annoyed with stupid people. I was some practice yesterday. Lean Martin, Lucky Lefty is in the house. Lucky says, I'm going to predict you will be a huge Luther Burden guy by midseason. I'm telling you. I'm a big Luther Burden guy now. But here's what I want. I wouldn't be I have a Rome Odunze jersey. I have a Rome Odunze jersey. I got a guy. Right? And I already had DJ Moore, and he was my favorite Bear last year. All right. But now that he's gone, can't wear that. But I want him to come back. Everyone's talking so much shit about him right now, and it's bothersome. The media, my colleagues, he had to come back and talk about roll back on my new normal, and everyone's like, "Oh, does that mean he's not going to play? He's not going to be good. He can't run. His legs getting cut off. He's going to be in a wheelchair." Like, dude, relax. And athletes and many people with common sense knew what he meant, but not the media. So are you saying that you can't run anymore? Are you saying that all these stupid things. I want him. And the thing I like about Rome, if you remember the one thing about Rome, he is a perfectionist. Okay? He's a perfectionist. If you remember him at the combine, he was doing a 3-cone drill. And he was so pissed at his time. He was the last one in the dome at Lucas Stadium in there trying to improve his time. Remember, and there was someone from the NFL Network, standing there saying, hey, I'm here with Rome Odunze. He's not happy with it. He's still trying to get a better time on this. That's the Rome that I want to come back this year. That's the Rome I want. I want the Rome who led the NCAA in receiving yards his last year at Washington. That's the Rome I want. Because if we get that, and we get this, the natural progression of Luther Burden, that's going to be a Mickey-Ficky problem for everybody. Everybody. That's going to be a problem for everybody. I didn't even mention Colson Loveland yet, and he led the team in yards last year. And I didn't mention Xavier Thomas yet either, who they're talking about. You see, it is evident. But to have those two, 1A, 1B, yeah, I want Luther Bird to be wide receiver 1, but I don't give a damn if he's wide receiver 2 because Rome Odunze decides to come out and have a phenomenal year. I ain't mad. I want Luther Burden to be wide receiver 1, but if Rome puts in the work and Rome takes over wide receiver 1 and becomes the number 1 option, I'm happy as a pig in slop. Because truth be told, I don't even know if there is going to be a wide receiver 1. I think with Ben's offense, it's going to be more evenly distributed, as it was last year. And I think hopefully he's matured. Remember, Caleb was forcing it to Rome, forcing it to him all the time. That's why he had but 5 touchdowns in the first 4 games. Overthrow or leaving other people wide open. He left DJ open, missed him a couple times wide open to force the ball to Rome. In the Detroit game, game 2, threw the ball up to Rome in the end zone. DJ was like on the 3-yard line doing a shallow cross, missed him. DJ would have skipped in. But he threw it up to Rome. Rome didn't come down with it. I think once Rome got hurt and he had to distribute the ball, he said, oh, shit. Wow. Okay. So I want him to come back because I just don't like when people just start talking dumb shit about players. I just don't. My colleagues especially. Have some common sense. Everything's not Chicken Little, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. Everything's not. I know centric town. But the sky is not falling because of every little thing that happens. So I want him to come back. Because I'll tell you what, if he comes back playing at a wide receiver 1 level, guess what that's going to do to Luther Burden? That's going to fuel him. That's going to put a fire under his ass because he wants to be wide receiver 1. Again, I haven't even mentioned Colston Loveland. I haven't even mentioned that's four receivers. Cole Kmet, not going to be the top receiver, but he's going to be a huge part of this offense. So is Sam Roush. So, yes, Rome, I want you to do well. Because before I was just like, I just want Luther to leapfrog Rome and have Rome. But now because of all the shit he's getting, I want Rome to really come back this year and ball out. Because they're competitive. This is the alpha sport of alpha sports. You don't get in that point and have a guy in your position group going off. You're like, yeah, I'm happy for him. You're like, good, I'm happy for him, but I want more. I want some. I'm as good as him, if not better. Throw me the ball. Watch what happens when you throw me the ball. That's the competition I want. So if Rome steps his game up, Luther stepping his game up. And I think Luther, the natural progression, the familiarity with the offense and the routes is going to help Luther. In addition, push Rome. And Rome's desire to be the best receiver on the team is going to push Luther. It's a beautiful thing. Just a beautiful thing. You know, Rome had a couple of drops in the play. Remember, in last season when he came back, he just wasn't himself. In the playoff, the first drive of the game, he dropped. Although the ball was kind of at his body or toward the back of it. DB could have knocked it out. But nonetheless, it hit your body. Catch it. He's that type of dude. I'm the kind of guy. He just wants to be perfect. In your search, or you strive for perfection, end up with excellence. I'm looking forward to, as I said before, the smoothness, the efficiency with which Caleb runs this offense. I said it on Wednesday. I am so happy that Ben Johnson sat Caleb down and they watched all of his incompletions. All of them. That's great coaching. You have personal goals, don't you, Caleb? 4,000 yards being one of them, 30 touchdowns being another one. We got to get you to 70%. Another one. Look here where you could have done better. Not the drops. I'm sure if those are incompletions, it's still the drops would have been in there. But let's not talk about the drops. Talk about the incompletions. Here, you threw it to Rome, threw it up to Rome in the end zone when DJ's coming across on a short crossing route. Get it to him to catch it, waltz into the end zone. Stop forcing it. That play, another one. You go through them and say, hey, listen, I need you to be smarter. Don't force it here. We're second quarter, third quarter. I don't need you out with the cape on. I don't need you to make amazing plays now. Give me the simple. Boom, boom, boom. Matriculate down the field. Because when he masters that, watch the freak out. When Caleb is comfortable with that, not throwing the ball more than 15 yards, getting it to his playmakers, and we got a lot of playmakers. When he gets comfortable dinking and dunking, turning around, handing the ball off to DeAndre, Kyle Monungai, whenever Kyle gets back, slant to Rome, quick out to Cole Kmet, quick curl to Colson Loveland, in route, deep in route to Rome Odunze. Nothing more than 10, 15 yards. Down the field. Boom, boom, boom. That's when he's going to become the most dangerous and best version of himself. Which is mean that's when this Bears team is going to be the scariest team in the NFL. Okay, Rome wasn't built a day. Although Rome was probably made in one night, but that's neither here nor there. As Caleb improves, remember, we had talked about it'll take about 3 seasons to fully master this offense. So he's not going to fix everything in 1 year. Last year was his first year. This year, now he's going to take the gimmies. Continue to push the ball down the field when it's there. Hit the soft spot in the cover 2. Hit the soft spot in the cover 3. But look at what a lot of these quarterbacks, what the great quarterbacks do to your playmakers quickly. Seen Joe Montana do it. You saw Dan Marino do it. Get the ball to one of the Marx brothers and have them run. Remember that Thursday night game, Bears fans? He did it all career. He didn't just loft. Everything wasn't just deep. Obviously, the GOAT, Tom Brady, we saw him. And I know he had Randy Moss, and he could toss it to Randy Moss anytime. But where did he get a lot of his yards? Amendola, Wes Welker, Julian Edelman. Those guys coming across the middle on short crossers, get it and run. Gain of 15, 20. Move the sticks. And Caleb becomes a surgeon. I don't expect him to become a surgeon this year. I expect him to make big strides toward that this year. But when he gets it, when he's cool, like, yeah, fine. And they just march down the field, 10 plays, 5 minutes, 37 seconds, punch it in. Because not forget, we still have that great run game. And I'm anxious to see. Don't forget the new wide receivers. Khalif Raymond from Holy Cross. Who's the other? Who's the white dude? What's the white dude's name? I can't think of. I can't think of it. The white dude that they signed. But anyway, they have plenty of weapons. So the thing we got to worry about now, or I'm not too concerned with the offense. The defense. All right. Grady Jarrett. Are you going to be able to give us the best version of Grady Jarrett that you can give us? Because you're not coming off injury this year. Dio Dengbo. You're back from you were ready beforehand, but how explosive are you going to be? Austin Booker. How big of a step are you going to take forward? Because you have the motor. Your learning skills. I mean, you basically did a couple of redshirt seasons here in Chicago when we drafted you. A lot of people said you would have been better off staying another year in college, but you came to the NFL. You got a crash course, and you were a project. You had a redshirt season or two. Now it's time for you to step up. Montez Sweat. You're in the middle of your prime or toward the end of your prime. You're going to be 30. Is there something there? Gervon Dexter in a contract year. Are you going to be dominant like this regime thought you can be? Are you going to be disruptive? Are you going to be a Mickey Ficky problem? These are all the question marks we have. Junior says, who do you think will be the starting left tackle this season? I think to start the season, it's going to be Braxton Jones. I hope Jedrick Wills beats him out. But if you ask me who do I think will be starting this season, I think it'll be Braxton Jones. I think Jedrick Wills will put up a good fight. And I think he might lose it just because of the familiarity with Braxton Jones and this offense. But he will get some time. And if Braxton Jones goes out, and I don't wish any injury on him, but if he does, and you put Jedrick Wills in there, I'm telling you, there's something special about first round left tackles. Top 10. Never mind first round. When you're picked in the top 10, there's something special about you. There's something you have that most people don't have. And that is what I want brought out. That's the player that I want. Because I'm telling you, I think Braxton Jones can go in free agency this offseason and have 6 to 10 teams wanting him. 6 to 10 teams wanting him. Hell, you only need one. You only need one team that wants you. But Braxton Jones will have a laundry list of suitors, so to speak. And I would love Jedrick Wills to stay here. We can keep him on the cheap because he's resurrecting his career. And now you have a first-round left tackle for the next 6-8 years. For the majority of Caleb's career. This is year 3. If he stays here another 6 to 8 years after this, that's pushed 11 years for Caleb. Yeah, that'd be dope. That's probably a Super Bowl or 2. I'm anxious to see Adam Thieneman. I'm anxious to see the games that Dennis Allen can play with the talent. And that's why he was so disappointed with Kyler Gordon being out. That's why Ben Johnson was not happy about Kyler Gordon being out. It's frustrating. And as I said on Wednesday, he was here in the offseason. He was here practicing and training. I should say practicing, training at Hallis Hall. Offseason workouts were conducted at Hallis Hall. He was in their weight room under the supervision of the strength and conditioning coach. So, again, I'm not crucifying the guy. I'm annoyed as hell with him. Don't get me wrong. But what I say on Wednesday, if he comes back Thursday next week, he comes back next Thursday and plays the whole season, this will all be water under the bridge. This is what I'm talking about. I mean, there's a cause for concern because he's had repeated injuries. But listen, it's when you get the injuries. If this extends into playing into games, even preseason, now we got to really worry about it. But let's worry about other things. Let's worry about who's going to rush the passer. Let's worry about, do we have any pressure up the middle on defense? Let's worry about our center position. Because if it's just a calf, okay, if it's a strain, you just strained it, man, you can come back in a couple of days. You stretch it, you ice it, you stem it. I'd say it would take 3 days. So give him 5 days. Because Kyler Gordon, when he plays, he is a weapon. And he's one that Dennis Allen has been dying to use since Dennis Allen was named defensive coordinator. Corner blitz with Kyler Gordon. Why? Because Adam Thieneman can cover that slot receiver. Kobe White can cover that slot receiver. Kobe White. Kobe Bryant can cover that slot receiver. I want to continue to see Caleb doing well in 7-on-7. There's no pass rush. And I'm not going to get overhyped because I think he was pretty close to perfect yesterday. There's no pass rush. But the more I see of him, those little things, the no drops in 7-on-7, that's telling. That's telling. 2 reasons. One, offensively, Caleb has a very good grasp of the offense, which we were hoping he would, which I knew he would. He has a whole season and 2 playoff games underneath his belt. of this offense. And two, the receivers are catching the ball. You just saw Rome. I showed you a clip of Rome catching. Luther Burden. Colson Loveland. This was from yesterday. Catching the ball. That builds chemistry. That builds trust. That builds confidence in Caleb to throw you the ball in critical situations. Because the more I see you catch everything I throw, the more I'm going to want to throw to you. It's just the way it works. It's just the way it works. And he's already had Luther Burden make some big catches last year. He had Rome Odunze make some big catches last year. He had Colson Loveland make some big catches last year. He had Cole Kmet making some big catches last year. He's got comfort with his guys. So Rome's got to get that trust back if he ever lost it. Because remember, they're boys. He might have it might be a bromance with him. So he might not even have lost confidence in Rome. Just said, hey, Rome's going through what he's going through. This year will be different. We don't know. But what we do know, what I do feel, is that this is going to be an exceptional year for Caleb. It's about time that we had a great quarterback that is being developed. You've had great quarterbacks here before, talent-wise, who were not developed. From Fields to Trubisky to Cutler. You can't have multiple play callers changing offensive schemes every year and expect to do well. We've got that now. We got the head coach. We got the quarterback. We had that's the marriage that they have, and it looks like it's going to be here for quite a while. So sit back and relax and strap it down. It's going to be one hell of a season. We aren't going to need a lot of fourth quarter comebacks. That's going to be the difference this year. That's going to be the difference. Caleb understanding I can dink and dunk. I can slice you up a million ways. Move down the field and just take the soul. Take your God-blessed soul, completing third down after third down after third down. You complete 4 third downs in a series. Do you understand how disheartening that is for a defense? I can tell you from being a former defensive coordinator. I can tell you from being a running back my entire career. Third down and 1, third down and 2, bam, run the ball. Defense like, damn, why didn't you stop him? There's arguing. Why didn't you get him? No, that was your guy. That was your guy. Why didn't you tackle him? Why did you hit him in the hole? The more third downs you convert, more and more of the soul of that defense gets sucked out every single time. And the thing I love is that we got running back. If it's 3rd and 1, we're running. We're running. And we got the physicality to do it. That's what excites me. 3rd and 1.5, 3rd and 2. We're running the ball. Boom. Stop us if you can. Because what's going to happen? Whoop. Play fake. Play action. Oh, you missed Colson Montgomery ran right by you because you thought we were coming here with Calvin Ungai or DeAndre Swift. Colson Montgomery catches it at 12 yards deep. Stiff arms a safety, and he's off to the races. That's what I'm expecting. Things like that. Oh, cornerback peeking in the backfield. There goes Rome Odunze over the top. Safety's looking in the backfield. Oh, snap. There's Luther Burden III on a deep post behind the safety who came up for the run. It was a play action. These are the things that I'm seeing. These are the things that I'm seeing already and how this run game is going to affect our passing game. It's not going to be, Rome doesn't have to learn the route tree and how Caleb where he likes to throw it. Luther Burden doesn't have to do that. They're working together in LA. Luther Burden, Rome Odunze, Jade Walker, Colson Loveland, Cole Kmet. They're all in LA at USC. So we had the videos. We saw the pictures. That run game gets going. Lord have mercy. That pass game is going to be very, very dangerous. When was the last time we said here in Chicago our pass game can be dangerous? You know what's really wild is I'm hoping that we can lead the NFL in rushing and have a top 10 passing offense. Do you realize how many points we will score if we can lead the NFL? Hell, give me a top 5 rushing attack, top 3 rushing attack, because we're damn good. Give me a top 5 rushing attack and a top 10 passing attack. We're literally putting up 30 plus a game. Not a lot of teams can put up 30 points a game. But it starts now. And checking out the highlights, getting reports from my people down there. I want to see how it plays out. But we know Ben is enamored with the run. So it's going to be fun. Hey, listen, guys, 2 hours is coming and gone. I want to thank my guest, Evan Altman, for coming out talking Cubs baseball with us. And I want to thank you, as always, King Booker World, Junior, Cornelius, Mr. Smokefella himself. I know you're right, Ben. Many people run game the Bears have. I don't know how they be punching people in the mouth. I don't know how the hell you forget about that. Bears are punching you in the mouth every week. I don't know about you, but if someone punched me in the mouth once, I ain't going to forget that joker. Well, people are. They want to forget. And you see it on film. Why you, man? Crazy. King Booker World, I believe I said as well. Cornelius Squalls, Lucky Lefty, King Booker World. Anyone else I forget? Mashawn, King Booker World, Junior, Mr. Shode was in the house earlier today. Thank you also, Black Diamond, for tuning in. We missed our guy Rick Gonzalez today. But everyone else in the chat, AC Adam, thank you for tuning in, Papa. I appreciate it. Everyone else, I'm telling you, just say hi. If you're watching, just say hi. Checking in from Ottawa, Illinois, from Seattle, from Chicago. Just say hi. Be dope. I appreciate it. But listen, you guys have a great weekend. All right, it's going to be rainy here in Chicago. It's supposed to rain and start raining in a little bit. It's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. Okay, don't worry about it. Be thankful. Summertime shy. There's a house music festival tomorrow that I'm supposed to go to tomorrow after dinner with my cousins. St. Procopius Fest at 18th and Allport. Head down there if you want to hear some good-ass house music. That's where I'll be tomorrow. And don't forget, 12:15, Sydney and Lakina McGee and Sydney Brown, 2 hours, 2 more hours of Chicago sports talk today, 12:15, right here on Sports Zone Chicago's channel. All right, listen, let your loved ones know you love them, because tomorrow is promised to no one. I am doing tomorrow for the gentleman, the guy from CrossFit, my guy Farouk. This is the workout tomorrow. He actually created it. It was 50 deadlifts. It was 50 of everything. Deadlifts, dumbbell thrusters, ball slams, dumbbell snatches. Everything was 50, but they altered it because he was 59 years old when he passed. So they said, oh, fuck, just make it 59. So this is a partner workout that we're going to do tomorrow. Has to be done in an hour. So my partner and I will get it done in an hour. The thing that's going to kill me is the burpees. And then the mile run. I'm not even going to run it. I'll walk it, because it only takes me 20-something minutes to walk the mile that I do every day. So you figure, okay, give me 30 minutes. Can I get everything done in here? The deadlifts, dumbbell thrust, everything else done in 30 minutes. We'll see. Maybe I'll jog a quarter mile. Who knows? We'll see. But this is in memory of our guy Farouk, who literally just passed away so quickly last week. This is why I tell you, let your loved ones know you love them. So, yeah, Shawn, 59 burpees. I'm not doing those by myself. I'd probably do 25. But anyway, you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy it. Make memories. Even if it's going over to somebody's house for dinner or to watch a game or a movie or doing that in the backyard, whatever. Make memories. Okay? I love you guys, and I appreciate the love and support you give me every single show. So from everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Oh, sheesh. Before I go, real quick, make sure you start. Come on, man. Start. You got to start getting your swag together, baby. Get your swag together. SportsZoneChicago.com. Right? Get your Bears Victory Monday t-shirts. Get your Sports Zone Chicago hats and hoodies. Okay, your t-shirts. Give me your FGB. Your FGB t-shirts. Get your Good, Better, Best t-shirts. Good, Better, Best hoodies. Okay? SportsZoneChicago.com. All right, so from everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Have a phenomenal weekend. I will see you on Monday, but your boy is out.
Come on, race the race.